In a story that I wish would absolutely go away, the accidental fatal shooting by Alec Baldwin of Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust could only be described as a tragedy of errors. This tragedy was, of course, preventable. Many industry experts have said as much. The film Rust had a $7 million production budget, which is by no means minuscule. In fact, that budget is larger than recent Academy Award winner Nomadland. But as many indie productions do find out, the budget tends to explode during the actual course of production. So, with that, many corners are cut along the way. And as veteran independent film producer stated, something's got to give. Santa Fe County Sheriff Adam Mendoza says there was complacency on the set. I don't think that surprises anyone at all. But in a story I think got largely missed, there was concerns about this film before it even started its main production. Let's take a look. There are more than a few people that are absolutely responsible for this terrible tragedy. The three primary we already know. Miss Gutierrez-Reed, Mr. Halls, and of course, Mr. Baldwin. But ultimately, a chain of events was the real culprit, which started with the hiring of prop masters, armorers, and other members of the crew by the production staff. In an article that originally ran in the New York Times, October 25th, so now this is, 6-7 days ago at this point, we have an industry pro that is telling us this was preventable. From the headline, veteran prop master turned down Rust film, an accident waiting to happen. Neil W. Zoromsky, I think is his name, has spent 3 decades in Hollywood working on movies big and small, but never on a Western. So he was thrilled last month when he was asked to join the crew of an Alec Baldwin film in New Mexico. The veteran prop master immediately told Rust production managers that he was interested in the job that would give him responsibility for the accoutrements of the Old West, which includes, obviously, pistols, rifles, wagons, saddles, and flour sacks, which were needed to create the 1880s Kansas for Baldwin, who is playing the grizzled outlaw Harland Rust. But during 4 days of informal discussions with the film managers, Zoromsky got a bad feeling. He says there were massive red flags in an interview that he did on Sunday with the Times. So this is over a week ago. He said he felt that Rust was too much of a slapdash production, one with an overriding focus on saving money instead of a concern for people's safety. Production managers didn't seem to value experience and were brushing off his questions. And that would explain a lot. Probably how the inexperienced armorer, Miss Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, ended up with her job. Again, her father was a famous armorer, Theo Reed, who was a veteran of many historic and important productions. You also had the assistant director, who is someone who seems to have, in his recent past, set accidents or mishaps under his watch. I'm certain that at some point we will find concrete evidence that no set protocol was in place for managing the firearms in question. And if there were, it was being largely ignored. As we all know now, famously, there were more than 500 rounds recovered by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office. And we know that of those, several were considered to be live rounds. which never should have been on the set. With his hinky feeling, Zaromsky ultimately told the Rust production managers that he would take a pass. Good for him. He says in the quote, "After I pressed send on the last email, I felt in the pit of my stomach. That is an accident waiting to happen." He was 100% right. Something that continually gets swept under the carpet in this incident is the fact that a camera operator had reported 2 accidental gun discharges during rehearsal in a cabin. In a text message, the camera operator wrote, "This is super unsafe." That was sent to a production manager prior to this incident. I have stated many times at this point that I think that this is going to actually weigh or have significant weight on the situation with IATSE and their looming strike. Many members are grumbling that they have no interest in ratifying the deal as it currently stands. And to be honest with them, I can't blame them. Inadequate rest, ignored safety protocols, and rushed productions contribute to on-set and off-set accidents. This is the kind of conduct that the negotiations with IATSE and AMPTP is supposed to alleviate. Based on a first glance of what we've been allowed to see so far, some of these issues have been unaddressed, leaving the opportunity for those dangers to rear their ugly heads once again in an accident. If this accident had not taken place on this particular set, this may have happened elsewhere, as the industry, as I mentioned, continues to cut corners on productions in order to meet rushed production cycles. You can look to streaming, you can look to television, you can look to film, and see all of these elements in place. What will become of this in the future? What changes will it inspire in the industry? Hopefully many, and hopefully not the ones that are currently being politically pushed at the moment. There should be no politics in this whatsoever, and yet it seems to be driving the bus right now. Regardless, what do you believe will actually be the outcome of this particular accident? Not just, obviously, for the people that are responsible for this horrible tragedy, but for the industry as a whole. Do you think that this will affect the IATSE agreement and its ratification? Do you think that this will lead to more restrictions about firearms on a set? Or do you think that this will lead to a larger, more important conversation about overall set safety and safe working conditions? I hope it's the latter. Anyway, feel free to leave your comments down below in the comments section. That's what it's for, and it gives me a chance to interact with you. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're not already subscribed, please consider it. I would appreciate it. Be sure to support other independent creators here on this platform. They do not often get the push that they need from the algorithm, and they certainly deserve it. There are many quality creators. You can check them out on a daily basis. Just make sure to like and share what they do. And believe it or not, the comments absolutely do help. And I'm going to end this video the way that I always do. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Hey there, one last quick note before I let you go. And before we make it to the end of this video, I, CultureCasino, have a brand new Teespring store. That's right, you can now go to Teespring, look up CultureCasino, or use the link in the video below, and pick out some handsome and beautiful CultureCasino merchandise with many different designs and styles and colors.
many different items. I was actually surprised at all of the things that you could create, and I have some more designs and items on the way here shortly. But, you know, if you want to support the channel in that way, there is some merch. Otherwise, here comes the ending. Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.